me share out the pod since we're about to go live.
We should be live. We should be live.
Coming to you live and direct.
I know, right?
Add that to the
randomly on a Sunday.
It's been that kind of week.
For real. I think everything is straight. I think everything is good. Let's see who in the chat real quick. We live today, boys. We live. I see Gian, the Sly Crow, DX Taker,
Yes,
Max. If you in the chat, say something. We'll shout you out as we get ready. We do have a guest today. We do have a guest to, talk about Concord as well. We got Visions in here. It's a long time since you've been.
Concord
It's been a long time since I pod with Visions, right? And I met Visions on the podcast before. That's how I met him. Nah, it was a different podcast. It was a different podcast.
Really?
Yeah.
What podcast was that?
Abel Green's podcast.
Oh, shout out to the Green Team. Yes, sir. My guy Abel.
Does that boy still make content, or does he still
I think he does.
I hope not.
Oh shit.
Oh, you got beef and static? Is smoke?
Hope not.
Nah, he still make content. He usually do videos on multiplayer games, either up and coming or
I see.
current shooters and shit like that.
I see.
Oh, you still check him out?
No, I'm subscribed to him. So, no, I'm not subscribed to him. The fuck? I think I followed him on Twitter or something like that. So I'll be seeing his shit somewhere. Somewhere I knew he was still making content.
Okay, I see it's Black Ace in the chat. Saint PyCon Fusion. We got Nev in the chat. No MV Gaming. Shout out to everyone who's tuning in on this random Sunday. I know this is out the blue and we're doing a live podcast, but on Thursday my internet crapped out. I don't know what you guys already know. I got eternal beef with Rogers internet. I got static with them always. So the shit crapped out. So me and J-Man couldn't even do a little podcast session. We couldn't record because nothing was working. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just postpone it. I'm like, you know what? Why don't we just go live and make this easy and just go live and do a podcast real quick. So that's why we're here on this random Sunday. Rich Homie Sean, what's good? What's good? Yeah, we live today. But let's go ahead and start the podcast. So Good Gaming episode 73. J-Main, they almost took out your boy, bro.
Yo, that shit was crazy.
That shit was crazy. That shit was nuts.
And I was in the middle of nowhere when that shit had happened. So my service was pretty bad, and I looked at my phone. I seen the video. I thought it was fake at first. I'm like, what? Not even on some conspiracy fake shit. I just thought it was a fake video. I thought it was somebody had edited something that happened. And put it in the gun sounds and all that. So I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I showed my wife. She's like, that's not real. And so my internet had went out, and then I came back later, and then I saw that one picture of him holding his fist up with the blood coming down his the side of his head. I'm like, oh shit, something really did happen. And yeah, they inches.
You won't believe this.
Away.
Yo, you wouldn't believe this. I'm literally on my computer as it's happening, and I'm watching a Academics live stream. So Academics gets tipped off, and he's like, "Yo, so
you regularly watch Academics live streams? I
don't typically watch his live streams, but ever since the whole Drake and Kendrick Lamar battle, and he's been breaking down, right? So every once in a while, I'm subscribed to Academics, so right. So every once in a while he's live, I might click it on while I'm doing something. All I hear him wilding out saying something about they almost clapped Trump. I'm like, oh shit. So I'm like, yo, you lying. So I actually run to my TV and I turn on CNN. I'm like, oh shit, they actually tried to kill him, right?
Yeah.
But then I'm on the internet. My first reaction is yo, let me hop on Twitter, right? That's my validation. Let me hop on Twitter. So now I'm watching the video of the assassination attempt. I'm watching the video.
Yeah.
And I can't even lie. Yo, we're in this, people got to understand, we're in this day and age that it's hard just to believe shit at face value. Yeah. It is really hard to believe shit today. Have you seen AI with AIs going on these crazy ass videos? It's really hard to believe shit at face value. So you almost got to be a permanent skeptic. You got to question everything that you see, right? You just can't take nothing at face value. Right? So I'm looking at the video. I see Trump touch his ear. He goes down. Right. But you know what? What I found strange is I'm like, yo, I'm hearing mad shots ring off. I'm only seeing a couple mans in the crowd kind of bobbing and weaving. I'm just saying, if I'm in there and shots are ringing, I'm
Well, people they said they thought it was fireworks, and at
Bro,
this
I'm
time
out
of
of
year,
there.
niggas is popping fireworks like crazy. So you're gonna
I
hear
see.
things that might sound like like gunshots randomly, and you just gotta kind of be like, I don't know what it is.
Me,
but
I'm too paranoid for that. I'm
yeah,
hitting the
it's
ground.
like,
If I hear some
my
shit like
head
that,
on
I'm
a
hitting,
swivel.
bro.
Especially if I see him go down, and I'm seeing niggas like.
That's what I'm
the
saying. Like the
stage.
crowd
Oh,
is
yeah.
chilling. I'm like,
Crowd was
yo,
too
there's
chill.
a lady right here. Like there's a lady in the front. I was watching it, holding the phone like this, recording. I'm like, yo, are you playing Candy Crush? Like the lady looking there like she playing Candy Crush. I'm like, yo, there's a whole shootout happening outside. You know what I mean? So that was like my first question. I'm like, okay, and you know, obviously it's a developing story, so we don't get like all the information out front like at once.
Right.
And I'm also like seeing like, yo, mass shots rung off. Nobody got hit.
Yeah.
That's my second question. That I'm like, but at that point we didn't know the details, J-Main. But I'm thinking, I'm like, yo, nobody else got hit. So pretty much I was just questioning a whole bunch of shit. But as we got more information, it clearly was a real assassination attempt. I'm definitely not on that team stage shit.
Yeah, I saw some other video from the crowd angle, and I seen some niggas' brains like. It was popped the top on him. So I was like, all right, I'm not after that.
Yeah.
And I hate seeing shit like that too.
Yeah, after I saw that shit, I'm like, all right, yo, let me take off this tinfoil hat, and this is some real shit. I don't think they're trying to pull a fast one on us real quick. So
yeah,
I'll put down the conspiracy cap.
That picture though, like I seen another angle where the dude that took that picture, like them photographers, they really be like,
they don't give a fuck. Too. That was my second question. I'm like, yo, y'all taking pictures like while guns are ringing off?
Ran towards the stage as the shots was going off to get that picture.
That's crazy. He don't give a shit.
Oh, that picture gonna get him a lot of money. Like he gonna get paid from that shit. He got a picture of a lifetime. That's gonna be in history books and shit like that. Like
that too. Like yo, we got the American flag. Like the photo op was crazy. The American flag right above him.
Perfect.
He's doing the All Might pose, yo, after he defeat All for One and shit. Like this shit was crazy. Shit was crazy. I'm like, yo. Yeah. But honestly,
he gonna run with this.
No matter how you feel about Trump and shit, like that's crazy. I'm glad that like his top didn't get taken off like that. That would have been wild to see. Yeah. And who knows, yo? The next question is like, yo, I hope the shooter ain't black because you already know tension is about to be crazy in America, bro. I hope the shooter not black. That was like one of my other thoughts too. I'm like, god damn. He white. Nah, I mean, we safe to travel to America, yo. You know what I mean? Because I don't want no civil war, bro. I don't want no civil war happening. I got family in America, bro.
Oh my god, it would have been 2020 all over again. So streets would have been nuts.
Yeah, man. So the whole situation was bad, tragic, but the president's okay. RIP to attendee. I don't know if there's some other injuries.
I think they're saying somebody else got injured, somebody got killed, including the shooter. But yeah, Joe Biden, pack it up, buddy. It's over.
Yo, bro.
Over.
That's what I was thinking. Like, yo, we were just talking prior to this. I know this is not a politics podcast. Here and there I be listening to what's going on in the world and shit. But we already know the situation with Joe Biden. The man's old. He seems extremely senile. He's reading shit on the teleprompter that's not supposed to be read and shit. Like, what I mean? He's getting people's names wrong. Like, it's already looking bad for Joe Biden. But after this, I think this kind of secured the dub for Trump. Because now people are walking around looking like he's some sort of war hero. It makes him look kind of tough. You know what I mean?
They're gonna rally behind him. Anybody that might have been like on the fence on if they was voting for him, they're gonna go for it. And
yeah, I think so.
It's gonna be a tough fight. But I thought it was over beforehand. I just Biden. Yeah, we ain't gotta get too much into it. But yeah.
We'll get into it, but yeah, man. But besides that, man,
I should say one thing. Biden got one chance. If he miraculously come out with a few stimulus checks before November, it might help this case. Put a couple $1 in my pocket, and I might get on board.
The Democrats need to stage something crazy, like Biden got to save like a family out of a burning building type shit. Get it on video type shit. They were like, all right, this guy got it. He got it.
He gonna walk in the building and forget why he there. Like, he gonna come back up. They gonna be like, where the kids at? They gonna be like, what kids?
It's like, why am I here? That's crazy.
Shout out to
Biden though. Yo, well, let's get into some gaming topics. At the beginning of the podcast, we always talk about what we're playing. So I actually want to start off with Visions, our guest, yo. Visions, what you been playing the past couple of weeks, man? What you been playing recently, bro?
I've been playing a lot of Elden Ring. I've been
Okay,
a little addicted
okay.
to Elden Ring, and
Nice.
just recently started playing the Concord Beta. So
Yes,
that's
Yes,
all
sir.
I've
sir.
really been playing.
Yes, sir. It's dope.
How you do? You
Uh,
playing the DLC with Elden Ring, or you been on you starting
Uh,
it
I,
over?
well, I beat it for the first time,
Got you.
so I've been cleaning up the original playthrough, doing all the trophies and shit. Well, not trophies, achievements for it, and then I'm gonna do the DLC.
okay, that's
Got you.
dope.
Okay,
That's
that's what's
dope.
up.
That's dope. J-Man, what you been on? I know you been outside, but have you been playing any games?
Yeah. Big house. I've been playing life. Yeah, I finally finished up Stellar Blade. I beat that
Okay. Quick
the
review.
other
We
night.
need that.
Yeah. Fantastic game. I think I got the bad ending, bro. I don't know. I must not have been paying attention.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. But I ain't gonna cap. The boss fight for the bad ending at the end, fucking fire.
So you
That
fought the
shit
you
is
fought the mech. You fought the mech.
no, I didn't fight the mech.
You fought Adam.
Yes. Well, nigga,
Okay.
spoilers. Like, damn.
Oh yeah. My
Chill. You bugging
man.
out.
Yeah,
You
Yeah,
bugging
no,
yeah.
I
My
didn't play the
bad.
game
My
yet.
bad. Yeah, yeah. I kind of ruined that one. I ain't gonna lie. I kind of
Yeah.
damage control that one.
But
Okay, cool.
but I like the game. I think it's a great game. Some of the like I ain't gonna lie, I kind of wish that it was more of a linear experience. I like they did the open area stuff, but I think by the time I got to that second open area, I was burnt out of just the open
I
world
kind of
aspect
disagree.
of it.
I kind of
You like
disagree
the
though.
you like the open area stuff?
I kind of like. You know what? It really gave me like I said in my review, and I probably talked on the podcast. It gave me like
Right.
the near automata kind of vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, I
I
felt that.
think I kind of like having the open world. Jamie, and what they can do is probably flesh it out a little bit more in the future and maybe do better side quests. Because if you played any of the side quests, even though if the storylines are fire, but what they actually have you do in the side
Have you
quests
doing
is
yeah.
very straightforward and very surface level type
Right.
shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
But
And
I'm not mad at
that's
the
where I
openness of the
get
game, to be honest.
burnt out. Because like like I guess I should say like the areas because when you go to that second area, it's a wasteland. So it's like a desert and then you got the wasteland. So they kind of feel too familiar to me. So I kind of was like, all right, we just in another open area.
You weren't fucking with
Um
the fishing mini game. I kind of dig stuff like that. I dig stuff
the
like
fish,
that though.
the
Personally.
fishing stuff never really get me. Like I do
Oh,
it for a
okay.
little bit, but I never really like stick around and have fun with it for a while. But all of the linear aspects of this game, I know like the times you go inside of like a facility or something like that, top notch, like level design, top notch boss design, especially that last area you get to in the game. No spoilers, but you start to come into some new enemy types. I was almost tight that it took to the end of the game to get to that enemy type because I thought that part was fire. And then speaking of the OST, music incredible,
Great.
the vibes incredible, gameplay was great. I still have an issue with the latency with some of like the response with the controls, especially when it comes to like blocking. It just never like fully felt like in sync for me. Like
Like
I
more
understand like
snappy. He needs to be a little
yeah,
more
like it needs to be
snappy.
more
Yeah.
responsive to my
Yeah.
control. I
Yeah.
always felt like I was always like one frame, two frames off when I press the button and the action that she does. But you start to like get like learn
Used to
the curve
yeah.
and all of that
The
and
weird
get to it.
timing,
But
yep.
especially when you get to them final bosses, oh my god, them niggas was beating my ass. They was
Game
beating
is
my
fire,
ass.
bro.
But
That
it
game
is
is
great,
fire.
and
Yeah.
I really hope that this becomes like a franchise in the series. I could already see like where they can go with the sequel and especially with some of like the I guess the mech shit. Like if they incorporate that into the game, like in the
Yeah.
future, oh my god, they could be like some Next Machina cross like near Automata and all of that. Even though that game had a little bit of mechs in it too, especially
Yeah.
at the beginning. So yeah, I'm loving it. I loved it, and I ain't gonna lie, I might do a whole nother like playthrough, especially because I picked the wrong ending at some point this year.
Yeah.
But I looked up the other ending, and yeah, I definitely had the bad one. I definitely
Yeah.
picked the bad
Yeah.
one.
Honestly, Stellar Blade is really good. It's one of my favorite games of this year. Like you said, it's
Yeah.
not perfect. It has a lot of room for improvements here and there. But honestly, for this to be like their first console game, I was impressed. I ain't gonna lie, I was impressed.
Yeah, same. They did
Very,
a good
very
job.
impressed.
And
Very
like
impressed.
the thing I loved about like the I should say like the linear areas is it felt gamey. Like like a lot of like PS2 vibes, like just gamey. Like you go into these areas, you doing these like puzzle types, or you traversing the areas, and it just felt like you was just playing a game. Like I don't know, some
Yeah.
games lose sight of just the gameplay mechanics and like just making it feel intuitive and all of that. So I loved it. And then I also been playing, of course, the Concord beta. Put about 5 hours into that thing yesterday. So definitely got a lot
Yo,
of thoughts and
were
opinions on
you
that shit.
my next question? My next question. Were you in the skin suit for a majority of the game?
Oh yeah, the whole playthrough. Skin suit.
That's what I did.
Skin suit,
That's what I did
boy.
my
I didn't
first playthrough.
I didn't swap out of that thing at all. I was loving it.
Yes,
I ain't
sir.
gonna
Yes,
lie.
sir. Yes,
But yeah,
sir.
I
Yes,
was tight though
sir.
because I was unlocking so much fly shit. I'm like, damn, I want to switch it out. But with the skin suit, you don't have a shield, so it makes it harder.
gameplay. It makes it even more enjoyable to me. I enjoy
Yeah,
it.
it
I like that.
does. It does.
Yeah,
I feel like having the shield is gonna make it a little bit easier. But the next playthrough is gonna be on hard. So yeah, we in there.
that's dope. For me, what have I been playing this week? I've obviously been playing the Concord Beta. I've been putting
I
a
saw you on
lot.
Final Fantasy. You was on the remake.
Yeah. That's right. You actually even reminded me. I just haven't played in a couple of days since I've been on this beta, since
Right.
it dropped. But I've been I wanna shout out Bari. Shout out to Jay Bari. He gifted me Final Fantasy VII Rebirth for my birthday that just passed. So huge shout out to Jay Bari. That was mad random. Like I just checked my DM. He said he's gonna send that to me.
Shout out to my guy Barry. How my nuts taste, brother? Yeah,
I seen that
teabag real
clip.
good.
I seen that clip. We're gonna talk about that.
I didn't even know that was him. I was just playing, and he hit me up. I'm like, oh shit, that was him. And the thing is, when I teabagged that person, I did it because I did some fly shit, but I didn't.
Oh,
do
you
it
didn't even
'cause
know it was Barry.
I didn't know it was him. That's why when he hit me, I'm like, teabagged him. Wow, I had to go back. Like, oh shit, that was him.
That's crazy. But yeah, so I do. The reason why I'm not playing Rebirth yet, I want to jump into. I already beat Final Fantasy VII Remake, but I'm just replaying Remake all over again. I didn't play the expansion, the Intergrade, or I think it's called.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I never played that either.
With Yuffie.
Yeah, exactly. So pretty
Fire.
much my goal is I'm trying to replay seven Remake, get the platinum, do the little expansion, then jump into Final Fantasy Rebirth. Because from what I'm hearing, Rebirth's gameplay, like it's actually like improved a lot, and I don't want to have to go back. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to experience Rebirth
Yeah.
and now I have to like regress and go back to like 7 and I'll be like, oh, I don't feel like doing this anymore. So you know what? I'm just trying to get the platinum in Remake right now. Then I'm gonna jump back to then I'm gonna jump on to Rebirth, which I already had the game. I have to just start it up. So shout out
Rebirth,
to
the
Barker.
combat will feel familiar in the sense that like they didn't switch up the whole combat system, but what they did is they added so much to it. Just like I said before, almost too much. Like that shit is almost overwhelming of how many different options and variations that you can pull off
That's dope.
with that
I'm looking
combat in
forward
that
to it.
game. But yeah, I got to
looking
get
forward
back
to
to that game too. I had dropped it to finish up Stellar Blade, but yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna probably play that soon. What else? Obviously Elden Ring, the DLC. I'm making progress in that as well. I've been playing that.
I thought you dropped. I ain't gonna lie. I thought you dropped it.
No. I've been playing that on the low. It's just because of Concord, and I'm low key been trying to work on some content, some videos. So I haven't really been, there's a couple of games that I got to finish up real quick. But I'm still also working on Elden Rings, and I'm pretty far in it too. I would say I'm pretty far. So I'll be wrapping up that game soon as well. But that's all I've been playing recently. So yeah. All right. So let's get into some of these gaming topics. I kind of don't want to waste any time. I want to tackle one of the major topics of this week, which is obviously Concord. The beta's out. This game has pretty much been under scrutiny since its teaser
Since
trailer.
they revealed this, since they showed the sandwich.
Yeah, I literally, writing my script for my video, and I've been just mentioned like literally this game is I don't think there's been any sort of, at least the popular consensus has never been really been positive about Concord. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Ever since the teaser trailer to the gameplay reveal.
All you see is they canceled factions for this.
And for me, dudes can't say I was like capping for the game or none. But I was like on the fence of like, yo, I'm gonna wait until I play it because I can't really tell if I'm gonna like it or not. Like it didn't look amazing to me. It didn't look bad. Like that was always my stance for Concord. I'm like, yo, no, I'm gonna find out after playing the beta because typically I'm not a hero shooter, guys. You guys know me. I don't play no Overwatch. I don't play no Rogue Company. I don't really play hero shooter type games. Not really my cup of tea. And I have very specific reasons why I don't play those type of games. It's just because the emphasis on team shooting and teamwork and stuff like that. Like
Mhm.
it's like hero shooters, for you to play at a competitive level, you typically got to be partied up with some boys, have some solid communication, and that's just not the
Facts.
case in my life these days. You know what I'm saying? So I do
Yeah.
enjoy multiplayer games that I could jump on, I could play by myself. That does have a benefit when you're obviously using some teamwork as well, but you also could play by yourself, not communicate with nobody, and still put in some work. Like so I kind of like that from my multiplayer games today. So that was kind of one of my concerns for Concord right off the bat. Obviously it was getting into Overwatch comparisons. I remember I was getting the Destiny feel from it as well. Like, and clearly after playing it, it does feel a lot like Destiny. We learned that Destiny developers, ex-devs, did work on this as well. So it does make sense why it does have a Destiny kind of feel to it. But I'm gonna let Visions go first. After playing the beta, you know what I mean? How are
Were
you
you
feeling
playing by
about Concord
yourself
today?
yesterday?
No,
My fault.
I played a couple by myself, and I played a lot with the boys as well. Like,
Okay.
yeah, we played a lot together. But I do want to hear from Visions. Visions. I guess I'm gonna ask you this first. Were you ever excited for this game?
Yeah, I was wary. It had my attention. It had my
Had your
attention.
attention? Okay, that's fair.
Uh, because
Okay, so
I typically like playing all the hero shooters. So
okay, cool. So how do you feel? How do you feel about after experiencing the game itself? Like, what's your thoughts on it?
uh, at first it was a bad experience. I really didn't like it at first. Then after maybe like 2 hours of playing it, and I finally started to find all the hero characters I liked. I've really been enjoying the game since I found the characters I like. Uh, there's a few things I don't like about it though. Like I think the time to kill is way too long.
Mm.
I think in TDM, specifically, there should be health regeneration, and
Mm.
I feel like they should up the movement speed. But other than that,
Ooh.
it's a pretty solid game.
Okay.
I think I disagree with you heavy on the health regeneration for
Oh man.
Let's hear it. 'Cause I was gonna
because
ask you that question too, because I'm
yeah.
on the fence about that. I'm typically on the fence. Like the health regeneration, like it being health packs, I'm not really too mad about it if somebody on the
I like
team
it.
has a healer. Like
Has
there's
a
a
healer,
character, there's a character that drops like these random like healing pads. I forgot the
The
character's
pod,
name.
yeah,
The pods,
that's
right? The pockets.
oh, I think that's
Yeah,
Gaul.
exactly. So when you have when you're playing the game and you have a teammate that's actually playing that character, then it doesn't feel as bad having to deal with the health packs and stuff like that. But at the same time, like you know, maybe they can make the cooldown at least the cooldown a little bit quicker because
A
sometimes
little
you
bit
be running,
shorter, yeah. Sometimes that should be
right?
long as hell.
Yeah, you be
You get to
waiting
the
for
pod,
it.
it'd be like 15 seconds. I'm like,
Seconds left,
motherfucker,
like
I'm in a
exactly,
motherfucking pinch right now. But certain, so
exactly.
with that, I think I like it because it makes the battlefield a little bit more dynamic. Like you can't like if you get into some shit. One thing I wrote down in my notes in this game is you got to be okay with not finishing your food. And what I mean by that is you're gonna get into some gunfights where you feel like you should have, because like I said, the TDK it might be a little bit too long, or
Mhm.
you feel like, damn, like I'm supposed to have this dude. But you got to be okay with running away and maybe going to get some more health, or maybe like to reposition yourself. Also,
Mhm.
maybe to trigger your secondary, because each character, certain characters have abilities where once you trigger it, it might up the damage on the weapon. Like what's that character's name? It's Z. I don't even know how to pronounce her,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
she has
yeah,
the thing
yeah.
where she throws out that like that ball, and then when it comes back, it pretty much ups the damage on her SMG, and then after that, that should be shredded. So what I had to learn is if you don't get that shit off in the gunfight, you might have to get up out of there and be okay with not finishing your food, especially if you come across a group of people. And that I had to learn that because a lot of times when we play shooters like a Battlefield or Call of Duty, you get into a gunfight and you ready to put either you putting that nigga down or is he
Or
putting
you're
you down.
dying. You're dying.
Yeah, and this
You don't
game,
flee. You don't really flee. This one, you
right?
kind of have to flee.
You don't get.
Yeah,
You have to flee. You have to
sometimes.
be like, all right, I don't have the up on this dude. I got to get out of there and come back and find a different angle to come back to. And that's where I think the health pads, the health pod areas come into play because then you might be able to run away, go get some health, reposition yourself, and come back to do it at a different angle. And I think the game is paced at a position where it's okay for that because it's a little bit slower paced than the typical game. Like it has some moments where you can kind of get in there and get fast depending on the character, but I like using Lennox and he moves slower. than a lot of other like characters that I use. But with him, his hand cannon, the damage on that is
It's
insane.
crazy.
I almost
It's
think
nuts.
I
It's
almost
nuts.
think it's a little bit too strong. Like
Yeah,
that,
it's
and it
nuts.
has like
It's
some
nuts.
magnetization to it a little bit, where you don't even like kind of have to be
I feel like
super
that's with all the
accurate.
characters, by the way. When you're using
Yeah,
controller, at least, I
yeah,
feel like that's with all
yeah,
the characters. Like,
yeah,
there got to be some
yeah.
sort of tracking.
Yeah, especially Roka. I think she is the one with the She actually has a lock on with her rockets. But I guess I get into my opinions a little bit.
Yeah.
I played the game for 5 hours. I'm going to enjoy this game way more than I thought I would. Like Vision said, when I first played it for like the first hour, I ain't gonna cap. If I was one of them people that got on Twitter after the first hour and gave my opinions, I would have
Yo,
been sounding like
I just want
everybody
to
else.
interject
You
real
know,
quick.
like-
I want to interject
Yeah.
real quick. All three of us are in the same boat when it comes to like initial impressions. I don't like this. That's my first
Yeah, I don't
thought,
like
too.
this.
Yep.
Yo, bro, I'm like, what the
I just
fuck?
wanna
The
say that
movement
real
felt
quick.
trash.
Yeah, I didn't like it at
sluggish.
first.
I'm like, I feel like I'm running in sand, and I just didn't like it. I'm like, I don't know these characters. I don't know none of the abilities, how they work. I'm like, I'm not gonna like this game at all, and I don't play hero shooters. So I'm like, you know what? Let me try because I really want PlayStation to have some multiplayer games and make multiplayer games. I'm like, all right, let me actually try find a character that I really like. And once I started doing that, especially with like Itzy, she is incredible. And you have to, with this game, you really have to use their secondary abilities. You have to take advantage of their combat traits. You really have to read those things and learn how these characters move. And once you do that, you will learn that there is fun to be had in this game. There's times where you do have to like be buddied up, especially when you're going against like the tank characters, because
Tank
the
characters,
motherfuckers got a
yeah,
lot of
that one,
health.
the team shooting required for them.
Yeah,
100%.
but when it comes to like going on like your lone wolf shit, I think Linux might be like the only character I feel like I could really get that shit off with.
Theo too.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
nice. He nice.
he alright, he alright. But so another thing too is characters have variants. So when you unlock the variants, they pretty much have like different combat traits. So with Lennox, he has one variant where when he dodges, it automatically reloads the gun. And then the other variant is when he has extra magazine, extra like bullets in his gun. So the hand cannon will go from 6 to 10. That is almost OP. Like that shit is
And
almost
that's the
OP.
variant I use.
Yeah,
It's the
same,
6.
bro. Oh, you use the 6 or the 10?
Oh, I use the 10.
Yeah, yeah. So
Like them
yeah,
extra
very
bullets
much, yeah.
change the gunfight.
absolutely, because you can really get like a kill off of in one clip. So, I like it though. And then they have the last thing I'll say is they have this feature where you create a crew of I think it's like 10 different heroes or 12. I think it's 12. And that pay attention to that too because that has a feature where each character has like a class that they fall into, and each class has a ability boost. So you might have like faster reloading, you might have faster movement with this class, and what they want you to do with that is switch up who you're playing within any given match, and those like abilities stack on top of each other. And now you have a character that might have like faster reloading, faster movement, faster like I don't know, it's like just other things that all go into the one character that you use. So I like it. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not this hero shooter fan, but I could see myself playing this. I played 5 hours yesterday, and by the fifth hour, I was at the point where I didn't even want to get off. And
Nice.
that says a lot. So
Nice. Okay, so just like I said, like oh yeah, initially when I started playing the game, I wasn't really feeling it. I wasn't feeling it at all. I thought the time to kill was just so noticeable. I think that was like one of my issues too. Like this time was just so noticeable since I typically don't play hero shooters and stuff like that, and everyone got different health bars and stuff. So that kind of like irked me at first. But like Vision says, yo, we're all playing it together, and as we played more matches, everyone started to kind of gravitate towards the specific character that they actually liked. The matches started to become, a little bit more fun. It got more fun and more fun. I will say, if I had to make some complaints about Concord right now, I feel like the game doesn't create any too much holy shit moments. I don't know if you guys would agree with me in the sense of like when you play a game like the finals, it's kind of catches like, oh, look at all this destruction you could do. You could create some crazy moments like that. When you play a game like Halo, we got the announcer going crazy. Oh, double kill, triple kill, this kill.
Yeah,
you have these crazy moments. When you play Call of Duty, you have fucking kill streaks, right? You could send chopper. You have. I feel like that's what's kind of lacking with this game. That like, it doesn't have that. It doesn't have those moments. Like you be getting kill streak. Like, oh, you're on a 3-4 kill streak, but like you see it written down. But I haven't got to a point like where I'm playing the game. I'm like I lost my mind that I just did something like super insane. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This is not pre-recorded. This is live, by the way.
We live right now.
We live. I know we've been doing pre-recorded for a while. We live right now. That's why it says live in the title, by the way. So shout out to y'all. And Ruffleman, thanks for the super chat donation. Shout out to you, bro. Go ahead.
I've had a few definitely crazy moments. I mean, I posted one clip on Twitter where I teabagged Jay Barry. I thought that was a crazy moment, especially because he was using the Z character, and with her, you could throw like the sphere, and then you could teleport to where that sphere. Yeah, so when he threw
fancier.
that,
she's more fancier. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, her
she's
movement is incredible, yo. Yeah. Like moving around the map with her is so fun. But the with her, I used that character, so I knew exactly what he was doing. So when he threw the sphere, I did like a back dodge and did like a backflip, and then he landed like right in front of me, and I was able to like melee him and then like do a couple headshots on him and take him out. But I understand what you mean. There's not a lot of those, and it almost like the presentation doesn't lend itself doing itself any favors of making it feel like, oh shit, you did something wild. Like I know what you're saying.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we could count like all the great multiplayer games, and they have these kind of moments. Like we recall like a Battlefield, like they do all sorts of crazy shit, like with the
destruction.
Yeah, with the plane, jump out the plane, rocket launcher, jump back. You know what I mean? Like I feel like this game, you kind of go through its motion. Although it's fun to play, you kind of feel like you go through its motion. And like you said, look, I'm having a good time with the game now, but I can't even like put my foot down like, yo, this like a long-term multiplayer game I could see myself playing for a long time. To be honest, I can't confirm that. Like, I guess it would depend on how good its progression system is and the type of unlocks you get, because that's very important in these type of games too. Like if your unlocks are not that cool, like why am I continuing to play this game when, you know, that one I haven't figured it out yet. Like I haven't seen the catch, like, oh, like this is a game that will stand the test of time. Yeah, like I can't confirm or deny that, but I think the framework of the game is cool. Like the game is good. I wouldn't call this game bad, but I am concerned of its longevity. I guess maybe as they introduce more hero types of characters, I'll make the game a little bit more fresh. Another complaint I would have is that I wouldn't say the levels that we're playing are bad, but they're just, once again, like you're not doing anything interesting to when it comes to that aspect. It works, right, for the multiplayer thing, but I also feel like, you know, developers could do, like, they should try and do something interesting with like level designs too when it comes to multiplayer games, so to kind of separate yourself from others. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like the level design is just like okay too, like in the sense that like, I think it's not really doing much.
I think they need more like more dynamic levels in this game. I think that would really switch it up a lot. That X factor, right? That could make those moments look cooler, like where like maybe you could press buttons on the map. I always appreciate like when Halo had that type of shit where you can interact with the level. Like the level, there's this one level I keep on forgetting, but if you shoot at the top, then it brings down the waterfall, like to kind of like block you. Like Halo does certain shit like that. You know what I mean? And you know, franchises like Gears have done shit like that too. I guess the thinking maybe behind that is that the characters are so dynamic that adding the level dynamic to it might be like a little bit too much. They might feel, because when you getting into like the mix of everything and all the characters got their abilities going off and going crazy, it do kind of get wild. And then if you add like a whole level, like, you know,
you think it might be too much.
It might be. I don't know, but as I'm playing it, I don't feel like it will. I'm just saying, like, maybe from their thinking, I think they might feel like that, but I don't think it will. Like, I feel like there's this one map where everybody kind of like meets up in the middle on the top of the bridge. And I feel like if you had something there that might, like, you know, give one side the upper hand if you press a button, or, you know, have like, I think that can get a little interesting, especially when you're playing a mode like a TDM or a kill confirmed, where you just shooting back and forth. There's really no objective to it. It might make it a little bit interesting.
I guess that's like, I guess my main gripe is that I kind of need like them to, I don't know how they're gonna do it at this late in the stage, but like that holy shit moment, I think that's kind of very important, yo. I was telling Visions and Strat and everyone we were playing with, I think at the end of the match, it would be pretty cool if they did like play of the game type of situation, or something like that too.
Yep.
Like it just doesn't feel. I feel like shit could feel more satisfying. You know what I mean? Like like killing people should feel a little bit more satisfying than it does. For me personally, I can understand like you using that character, that Z character, where that character is very trick style. It's a trick style character, but not all the characters are like that. You know what I'm saying?
No,
not all the characters are very trick style like that.
When I play as Teo, I'm bored.
It's very because
and he's bored.
he's because he's your generic shooter. If you haven't noticed, grenades. He's your generic shooter. Look, grenades.
I do like his grenades. Though. His grenades is
it's very open. Yeah,
I'll be going crazy. Throw all three of them shits at once.
Be spamming them.
Facts.
And the thing is, you can pick them up after you get a kill. So you pick
after
up
you get
one.
a kill. Yep.
Yeah, that shit. I like that. I like that aspect of it.
Low
picking
key,
up your,
he's the most generic character, but it's the character that I gravitate towards the most too, because he just plays like a basic character,
like a basic shooter. Well, I got bored of him. I ain't gonna lie.
That's the only character Kofi could do good with.
I was putting it at work. You can't. I be getting double digits every time I be playing. So or more times I be playing. I be getting 10 kills, 9 kills. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna say no names.
There's someone in our group. There's someone in our group who could do that.
I ain't gonna say no names, but there's someone that we be playing with in the Discord. He might run around saying yo, but I ain't gonna say no names. I ain't gonna say that no names.
Yo, but, I was supposed to link up with him yesterday, but I was like, I want to play by myself because if I can't enjoy it by myself, then I'm not fucking with it. So I had to play by myself.
Oh no, man! Someone in our group kind of getting mixed up, man. Like you been getting mixed up. Someone in our group, you be posting weird pictures on the timeline of random objects, like of a bench, of a cup, some blades of grass on the timeline. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna say no names though.
Some bread with a stick of butter on the side. Like, all right, we see you eating. What you want me to do with this information? Yo.
Nah, but honestly, like the game is not nearly as bad as some people are making it out seem to be. Like every game is for not every game's for everyone. So I get that even if it's not for you, if it's not your flavor. But as a game, if we're just judging it by its own merits, I don't think it's a bad game. I don't know how much legs it's gonna have, but I don't know about that.
Yeah, that's what I was about to get into. I don't know because like the Steam numbers look fucking horrible. With the closed beta.
Let's wait for the open. Let's wait for the open. Let's see what happens with that one.
We'll see. I don't know how it's going on PlayStation. We can't really tell by the numbers, but I'm seeing like
I find matches quick though. I find matches quick as fuck.
Niggas be dropping out though, man. Niggas get clapped up and they be going. I be hating that shit. Like when it's lopsided, it's over. Like if it's 4 or 5 versus 4, it's over. You're not winning.
Yeah, I don't know about you.
That's not true. That's not true.
Go ahead, just say what you
say. Maybe if you're playing with your guys, maybe it'll be okay. But if you're playing with randoms,
me, Tony, and Strat, did a 3v5, did a 3v5 and won.
Yo, that's my next one to ask you, bro.
With your guys, what's up?
How's your win rate looking? Because ours is nuts. We've only lost 2 games since we've been playing the game.
Mine's is not that. I'll tell you that much. So I played. I'm looking at my game right now.
I don't know. Me and Visions are saying like, I don't know if these console players are just scrubs or something, but we do not lose. We rarely lose.
Wait, is it crossplay? Because I can't.
Yeah, it is. It is crossplay. It is crossplay, bro.
I've only played against PlayStation people. I don't know.
It should have the logo. It has a logo there, bro.
The reason why it's only PlayStation people is because all the PlayStation people got it for free with Plus.
That's why.
Okay.
Remember that
right.
Majority.
Right. So I don't see no PC logos when I'm playing. It's all PlayStation. Yeah, I thought I had.
You probably won't see them until next week, when it's free.
So I've played 28 matches and I've won 15. So pretty much like half of the matches that I played.
We've only lost 2 matches, bro. Like our win rates are nuts playing that. And I guess we just gotta wait till the sweaties get online because I don't know, man. We haven't run into much sweaties.
Play
like
by
that.
yourself,
mopping people.
Yeah.
The funny thing, the games by myself, I've been cooking too. Like the games by myself.
Same.
But you're right. But if you have a scrub team, then I could see why you could lose. But as teamed up so far, me, Strat Visions, Tony, and Dojo, we just be tearing through lobbies.
So to speak on your question about the longevity, I think for me, having a good, healthy amount of different characters that you're okay with playing as will definitely help because like you can only have one of each character. There's 5-on-5, and then you can't pick the same character twice. So
Yeah.
if somebody picks like Z, which is like my main, and I usually like, go to Linux. So somebody has Linux, then I'm probably
Yeah.
either going to Roka or Tail. And then if somebody has those two, then I'm probably going to Lark. I like Lark a lot. I had slept on Lark, but Lark is the I guess like the plant looking character, and he has like he shoots out this
The
like it's
slow one, right? That explodes,
yeah,
right?
the
I was
slow
just telling
ball,
Visions
yeah,
about
I
that
and
like
too.
then
Lark.
Yeah.
but them shits, I
Yeah.
think them shits track a little bit and go to the character after they like
And they
start
stay
to
there for a
explode.
minute too. They stay there
They
for a
do. So
minute. It's a
that
great crowd
character is good
control.
for
Great
yes,
crowd
yes,
control. It's a
perfect
great
for crowd
yeah.
control.
Yep.
And then he also drops these like these plant looking things, and if when you step over those, you get like I think it's like a damage resistance and like a speed boost. Those are very clutch, and to have those all over the map. So those like my main five, and then you got the variants. So I think if each character has a good amount of variants, that could really like create some different play styles to help it feel fresh.
Okay, so
But we're
this is
gonna
my
see.
next question for everybody here. This is my next question, and I want the chat to interact. We're live today, so we might as well interact with y'all. I want y'all to participate and tell me what you guys think too. I'll read some of what y'all thoughts. So my question, I guess, for the panel in the chat is that was it a mistake making this game a $50 game instead of a free to play? Because we see the competition right on the
Right.
market.
Yeah,
There's games like this, like with the Overwatch, which I believe Overwatch today is free, isn't it not?
it's free. Yep,
It's
free
free.
to play.
So do you think PlayStation made a mistake by making this game not a free to play? I guess that's my question. Because even just the entry barrier just to get people in is the
Yeah.
difficult part of it. It's going to be the challenge, right? Because if it's
It
a
is.
free and people just download and try it, then like they cool. So PlayStation gotta like if they want to stick with this game, I guess I suggest that they do some sort of free weekends every
lot
so
of
often.
free weekends.
Yeah, so often. So at least people could jump in and give it a try to see if they like it. Because we, like, you know what I mean? Like, we tried it and we were like, yo, this game not that bad. You know what I mean? But I'm kind of worried about the day one, how this game is going to look day one. Because like
with
we
the player
said, the
base
game was
and all
getting
of
a
that?
lot of, this game has been getting none but scrutiny since its reveal. So I don't know how, interested people are for this game. You know what I'm saying?
I don't mind paying the $40 for my multiplayer games. I actually prefer to play for multiplayer games because I feel like the expectation with those is you getting the complete package day one. Like you're not gonna feel like it's bare bones. You're gonna have a good amount of maps, modes, characters, and
How do you feel
abilities
for the
to go
field?
off of.
The
For the
bro.
field, it's a bad
Everybody.
idea to have it as $40. People, like you said, it's a lot of free competition out there. So and from surface level, just looks like a hero shooter. So it's like, well, why would I pay $40 for this when Overwatch 2 is right there? Or I don't know if Valorant's gonna cost any money, but now that's coming to consoles.
Even the Marvel joint. Isn't the Marvel joint free to
Yeah.
play? Marvel Rivals and all sorts of. There's a whole bunch of shit that's free. I swear
I'm
that
not,
shit free.
I'm not sure.
Let me Google.
I'm not
Let me
sure.
Google
About,
it.
yeah, Google that. I definitely want to
Google
know, but yeah, it's stuff. It's stiff, and PlayStation doesn't have a foothold in the multiplayer scene where people like even their core base. People don't give a fuck about their multiplayer games at the
They
core
be
level.
trashing. Yeah, they be trashing.
Yeah, they like so I see what they're trying to do by incorporating the vignettes and making these characters have a personality, which I think is pretty cool. Like I thought the vignette was all right. A lot of people like, oh, it's corny, it's Marvel, but I like that. I like that Marvel corny, cheesy Guardians of the Galaxy shit. I'm a fan.
Marvel Rivals
but,
is a free to play. It is.
it is a free to
from
play.
what I'm-
Yeah,
from
so
what
so
I'm
it's
reading, yeah.
it's a lot. Yeah, it's a. I ain't gonna lie. I wouldn't be surprised if this game is gonna be on PlayStation
free
Plus.
free plus.
Free on Plus within, I ain't gonna say like maybe 6 months, if not less.
Yeah, I
just
think the initial launch
from a
numbers
player
will,
base.
will be very telling. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I think they probably have two pathways where they go. Okay, people are buying this game. The beta was extremely positive, which for the most part, the people are actually playing the game. I would say it leans towards more positive. I think I've seen more people talk positive about Concord than negative, personally, on
Yeah,
my timeline
same.
at least. Right? So I don't know if it's enough to steer it out of its hole of people who are just shitting on it. Like if you go onto YouTube right now, way more dislikes than likes on the official gameplay reveal trailer. You know what I mean? Like people were
And
hating
then they
off
got
the
the
shit off the rip.
pronouns in there, so
Yeah,
that's
the pronouns. You already know the woke
People ain't
cultures and
fucking
that
with
shit.
it.
Exactly.
Yeah, they ain't fucking with off that alone.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm a little worried about how this game is gonna perform, even if it's a solid game, right? Like just based off people just might not want to even try it, type shit.
Yeah, because if
So-
it's free to play, then do we have all of these characters at launch? Like, the 16. I think 16 characters is a lot. But
Yeah,
if
they'll
it's
probably
free to
give you
play,
5 and make you buy the rest type
yeah,
shit. You know
and
what I
then
mean?
buy or heavy, like you got to play a lot to unlock the characters and shit like that. So, um, I don't like the free to play model, but I think, yeah, yeah, I think they're gonna eventually, at least on Plus, which is not free, but you have to be subscribed to the service. At least put it on there. That way, it opens up the player pool a little bit more.
Yeah. So
But
Max in the chat
Yeah.
says free to play isn't the guaranteed solution. Many people think it is. It can help, but a game that doesn't last isn't necessarily because it's a game that costs money to play.
money to play.
That is true. That is true. Free to play doesn't mean your game is gonna be a hit. That's a fact. There's tons of free to players out there that probably have
That
small
die.
player bases. But I'm just saying for a game like this where it's definitely in a oversaturated market. Like there's plenty of games like it. Do you think that they've showed enough uniqueness to stand out among them that this is gonna be the one that
No.
people want to check out? That's the thing. That's the thing.
I don't think so.
So I guess the other solution, the smart thing, like how I mentioned it, is that they definitely should do a lot of free weekends. Check it out. They have to promote the game, right? And maybe listen to the community feedback of like the balance and stuff. Like if you get like speed up the game, speed up the time that the health packs pop up. You know what I mean?
Right.
Maybe tweak some of the balance of weapons better type shit. Like if they do that type of stuff and the game could possibly grow. It happens.
Yeah. They're gonna
that's
have to
happened
pay some of
before.
these streamers to play this shit.
That too, marketing. Yeah.
They're gonna have to. They're gonna have to drop the
Marketing
bag because like the perception right now is this is another hero shooter. But if
Exactly.
you get that right streamer, like how Sea of Thieves might have gotten or something like that, that can put this shit on the map and people actually see what it is. Because I was watching. I don't know the streamer
Kai
name
Cenat, yo.
on
They get
Twitch.
Kai Cenat to
So
play
they
this
get
shit.
Kai Cenat on this, yeah, they out of here. But I was watching some streamer play the beta on PC the other day, and all the comments like as he was playing was mostly, "Oh, this shit looks like Overwatch. Oh, this shit is enough. Like who asked for this? Yada yada." But that
That's what
nigga
I'm
was
saying.
nice at the game, and he was fucking shit up, and then everybody was the
didn't
tools started
care.
switching a little bit.
Oh, yeah?
No,
Oh,
they
they
did.
started
Some
switching?
people
Oh,
did. Some
okay.
people was like, "Oh, this shit don't look half bad." Like so, when you got niggas that's nice that actually know how to play the game and make it look like different and unique, then you can like start to change the tune. But it's an uphill battle. They got to get the right people on this game and making it look like it's something different. But yeah,
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I think honestly, since like the Helldiver situation was different because that game was a PvE. It had a comical aspect to it with the friendly fire and all the jokes about democracy and this, that, right? Like, so Helldiver situation was different. So it blew up, right? I don't know if this one is, they can recreate it with this game. From what I'm playing, like, once again, that factor, right? The holy shit moment that I'm saying this game is lacking, J-Main. I think Helldivers had that, right? With all
Yeah,
this
yeah.
extravagant
Oh, yeah.
explosions, blowing up your teammates, and the
And
moments
it
that
had
people
that,
post on social media.
If you were
know what I'm
bad
saying?
at the
clips.
game, it had
Yeah.
that. It's like that. So when you was
Exactly.
getting killed or killing yourself, it was funny. It was like, oh,
Yeah,
this is
people
crazy. I
post the
wanna
clips
post
on
this
Twitter,
online.
and
Yeah.
that's how this shit spreads. Like, from what I'm seeing, like I'm looking at people's like highlights reel, like even people trying to doing some cool shit, like it's not comparable to some like the other multiplayer games when people are doing cool shit. You know what I'm saying? That's my only
I think
issue
more of
with
that
the
will
game,
come.
man.
Though I ain't gonna lie, I think more of that will come the more people learn the characters and stuff like that. But no,
Okay.
like a game like Halo or Call of Duty, that's like you could almost like pick up and
That's a-
create
Yeah,
those
that's a
moments. You don't
clip
have to wait.
People
Like-
throw plasma grenades across the map, stick somebody, boom. That's a highlight reel.
Yeah.
Put it, you know what I mean? So much moments like that, like they create.
I should have posted that. I did that with Teo. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh,
I
yeah?
did that with Teo. Yeah, I threw 3 grenades across the map at the beginning of the level and killed like 3 people.
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah, I should have
That's
posted.
what I'm
They might,
saying.
yo, PlayStation, hit me up, man. I got all the clips y'all need. Sponsor your boy. I got the clips to take this game to the next level. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take this game to the top.
I
You
think it's
heard?
very interesting to see it. It's gonna be very interesting just to see how the public reacts to this game. But I think all three of us here that we played it, I think we all pretty much enjoy it for what it is. Like it's not a bad game. Like that's eliminated out of here. I don't think this game is a bad game at all.
I like
But
it,
I don't
but
know if it's I don't know if it's a great game. That's my thing. I don't know if it's something I could say it's a great game though. It's not bad. It's cool. That's the best word.
And I don't have no faith in this lasting. Like, if you put a gun in my head and ask me if the shit gonna be dead, I would say yes. Like I don't, because I'm just not seeing the public perception yet of people just just liking it for like just like oh they're interested in playing. Like a lot of people, it's
Yeah,
like
the
I'm not even
interest, the
interested in
interest doesn't
trying it
seem
out.
there. Yeah,
Not even
exactly.
interested in trying it out. I
Exactly.
might like it, but I'm gonna be real with it. I don't think this shit's gonna last. I don't think it's gonna last long.
It's unfortunate. It's
If
unfortunate.
they prove me wrong, I would be shocked. But you know, people, oh, they cancel factions for this, they canceled this, they canceled that. Listen,
Okay, let me
the fact.
propose. Let me propose something real quick, J-Man. Okay, how about if Concord was not? No, it was still a hero shooter,
Yeah.
but they made it unique in the sense where like it had weapon pickups type shit. Do you think that would have maybe worked? Like you could do loadouts. Do you think people would have been more interested if it had that type of aspect to it? Like if it was a game that had loadouts and stuff like that.
I don't think so. I
You
don't
I
don't
think
don't
think so?
think
You
so either.
don't think that would help it either?
Nah. I think the
Okay.
characters are just unique enough in general, that you don't have to do something like that. But I think if it had that, I don't think so. I don't
You
think
don't
so
think that
because
would
it's still
draw
a
more people in?
nah. I don't think so.
I
Nah.
just don't think a lot of people are interested in trying new multiplayers these days.
Well, the hero shooters.
They just stick to what they know for the most
Because the
part.
thing is, like people say, oh, they cancel factions. What they were making for factions was going to be like, I feel like a division style
Yeah, I don't think
multiplayer
people
game.
realize that they were trying to make it. It's
People,
not the same game that y'all played on the PS3
it
and the
wasn't going to
PS4.
be that.
It's gonna be way more grand. PVE. They were
Yeah,
talking about. They were talking about a whole bunch of other shit, weren't they not?
they were. So I don't know. I don't think people would have liked it as much as they think they would have. Like I'm upset that it got canceled, but I don't think it was going to be what people wanted it to be anyway. But this I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna play more, try and learn more characters. They definitely got to tweak some of these TDKs, buff some weapons and shit like that. I hope some of these maps, like more maps in the game, are
A
a little bit more
interesting, right?
interested. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
some of these are just like okay, all right, they are nothing standing out. But
Yeah, for real.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
All right, yo. So that's our breakdown of Concord. I should have a dedicated video for this. Hopefully, Jamie drops a dedicated video for this too as well. You know,
Yeah, I'm gonna
we'll
work on. I'm gonna cook up
I'm
something
gonna-
later
yeah,
today.
after the beta is over, I'll probably drop it. So I'm already starting to write my script a little bit. But you know, some of the thoughts that I pretty much gave you on the podcast here, I'll probably just elaborate a little bit more, give you guys some fancy B-roll and shit like that. But yeah, I'll probably talk about it one last time once.
If you need some B-roll of good gameplay, because I know yours was probably mid, just hit me up. I got like 5 hours. I got 5 hours of clips to send you.
Oh, please. Come play with us tonight. You be on the bottom of the leaderboard, boy. Stop playing. Stop playing.
There's definitely someone who needs your gameplay for their video.
We ain't gonna say no names. Yokia.
I see him post a tweet. He was like he played. I think he said like over 30 matches, so he should now have enough gameplay for his video. Like damn.
Tony gonna come and cap like he ain't enjoying it a little bit though. He gonna come.
Oh no, he like that shit.
You know that's what he did with Helldivers too. But every single time, yo, we were playing, man got right on, bro. He got right on.
Right.
Bro. The
See,
game
there's a
is
difference
cool. That's the
between-
best way to describe it. It's cool. It's not great. It's good. It's good. It's cool.
Yeah.
I think that's just sum it up.
I don't know. Maybe I should try Overwatch. I'll give it a second chance now that I'm.
The funny thing, I tried that game and I don't know. It didn't. I might have to give it another chance. You're right. I might have to. Just
Vision,
give it
you play
another try.
Overwatch?
Yeah.
So what do you
I
think
have
in terms of like
I have
comparisons?
200 hours.
Okay. Perfect. The comparisons,
like
yeah,
it's
that's good.
Gameplay wise, I wouldn't say it's really like Overwatch,
Mhm.
because Overwatch has like a more traditional hero shooter feel to it,
Yeah.
while Concord feels more like a Destiny type
Destiny,
game.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like a Destiny game that has Overwatch game modes.
Okay. And like Overwatch heroes and stuff like that. Do you any of these heroes in this game compare to any of the Overwatch characters to you? Like any of them you see like okay, that's a direct reflection of this.
No, I don't think that there's any that's well, the only one is Linux. He's kind of like McCree, the revolver dude. Teal, Theo, whatever his name is, he's kind of like Soldier 76. So there's a few characters that you could kind of compare, but for the most part, they do have a lot of differences.
Okay. What about one character I didn't use yet was Vale because I hate sniping.
Oh, she's
the
nice.
sniper.
She does a lot
Yeah,
of
she
damage
nice.
too, but she nice.
Okay.
I got a nice kill. I got a nice clip. I'm gonna include in my video.
I feel like
show
she,
three,
like
three
especially
kill
for like
streak.
mouse and keyboard, like yeah, she gonna be a beast.
I
But,
think
you
we
know.
all
Well,
play on
that's the
controller.
problem
That's
with
a
the
funny
game.
thing. we all
Oh,
play
y'all
on,
playing on
Mouse,
controller?
we all play on
yeah,
controller, bro.
mouse and keyboard isn't fluid in that game. There's issues with the mouse and keyboard. If you use mouse and keyboard, a lot of times, if you have a second monitor, it'll go over to your second monitor and stop controlling the game. So
Oh
there's a lot of issues
yeah.
with that.
I seen
Yeah, I've
Blessed
been
Red
using
was
controller.
complaining. I don't think it has a full screen mode. I don't think that he was saying something like that.
It says there's a full screen mode, but it doesn't work
Maybe it's
properly.
just not
Just like
working.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
just like the thing has DLSS, and I don't feel like that's working properly right now either.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I
how's
will I guess
technically
we
wise,
didn't.
how's the game been
Yeah, I
running
was
for
just
you
about to
guys?
say. Yeah, the game's running good for me at least. At least. But
Okay.
you know, I mean, I'm using a 4090, but I don't know how it is on like mid cards and stuff like that, and like the low end side. But for me, the game's running good. I tried it on 4K and ultra wide. I'm getting great frame rates across the board.
Yeah,
Vision, you
I'm
got
getting in
S.
about
Oh my God, go ahead.
I'm getting about 120 frames at 4K. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know the 1080 Ti was still pulling like that.
sir, I got a 4090, sir. I got a 4090, sir. Chill out. I'm big balling over here.
So how do y'all think like about the visuals and like the visual
I like
presentation?
the graphics. I like the graphics. I
Yeah.
like the character designs. I like all
Character
of that
models
stuff.
are
That's
nice.
yeah. I have no issues with none of that stuff, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just feel like with the maps, at least the maps could have a little bit more uniqueness.
they're just
I
very
think developers. Yeah, I feel like developers could do a little bit more with interactions with the maps. Like I was saying, like maybe let me
A
press
little bit of
button here and
destruction too. That would be
yeah,
aight.
yeah.
Some
Make it a little
destructions
bit
in
more
that motherfucker.
flashy.
We're on the
you know what I mean?
PS5 now, but I mean, I want to see some buildings coming down or something like
Yeah.
that. Even if the debris don't stick around, you know what I mean? Just
I will
Exactly.
say a lot of the maps feel very similar to each other.
Yeah,
they're-
yeah.
So
I do agree with
Um,
that. Besides the color
about
tone,
the-
the color tone change, and they're all pretty much
Yeah.
the damn same, bro.
what about the like the vignettes and like how they trying to like incorporate a little bit of story into it? Did that like
I don't
do
care.
anything for y'all?
I don't care.
no,
I don't care.
I feel like
skip
that.
it every time.
All that story, all that story multiplayer games, people need to like cut that out, like to interject like a storyline in some of these. I don't. Has that ever worked? First of all, like for real, not a
Well, people-
PVE, but for PvP. Has that ever worked? That people
Overwatch
actually care?
characters seem to have like people care about. I don't know. Do people care about the Overwatch characters? Like I feel
Yeah,
like people
they
get
do
attached to them.
but they did the stories after they realized people cared.
Yeah, it came
They
after.
didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't. Yeah, they didn't force it on you at the beginning, like Concord.
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh, I see. So
feel
you're
like that's
telling
like-
me, but Vision, let me ask you this question. I don't know shit about Overwatch. So you're telling me while you're playing Overwatch, they try to tell you a story why you're doing these
No.
PvP battles? Like that's what you're trying to tell me? Like
No,
where's the,
it's
or do
not
they have
like-
a story mode or some shit like that?
No, they drop a lot of videos on their YouTube channel showing like the character's story. Like
Oh,
long
I see,
length
I see.
videos. I think they'd
Oh, but
be like
that's-
20-30 minute videos.
But that's different than what I'm talking about, Jamie. And I'm talking about when they try to interject it in the game itself. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, like into the matches and all of that. You saying?
Yeah, like has the game done that successfully and it worked that people cared about?
Not
I know
that
factions
of.
try to do some weird shit like that with like the survivors and shit like that. You know
Oh
what I mean?
yeah. Nah, I don't think really people. I mean, what they did that was a cool, like a decent mechanic because what it did in factions is when your camp got sick, you had to complete certain objectives, and if you didn't do that, then some people would die, and then you might lose and like kill your whole camp. It was okay. I did it for the trophies, and then I didn't give a fuck after. So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. Like, if you're making a multiplayer focused game, maybe you just stick with the multiplayer stuff. Like, I get it. You want to have a little bit lore for your character, so I do understand that. So maybe you could do it outside the game, but I don't know if people really do be caring about like, you know, before this match, let's tell like a quick story in line before I'm just shooting.
I
this
just
guy.
don't
Like,
see
you know what I mean?
how it works. Like they're gonna tell us stories about these Concord characters and these vignettes, but it doesn't translate to in the match.
So
It's not
when
like
you're playing, like when you're doing trophy
Yeah.
hunt and you're doing like, I don't get it.
yeah, like say if Linux does some nut shit in the story that they telling, I'm still gonna use the nigga in the game. Like, I'm not gonna be looking at Linux like, oh, you a nut ass nigga in the story. I'm not using you no more, or some shit like that. Or
Yeah,
I love like if
I
I
don't
don't
get
like
it.
your play style and I loved your vignette, I'm not gonna use your character now. I don't know.
Okay,
They're trying to get you more
one
connected
thing
with
we
these
didn't talk
characters.
about real quick before we get off this Concord topic, because we've been on it for a minute, but there's not really so much to talk about. But the other game modes. So we were mostly, I feel like when we were talking, all of us were pretty much focusing on like trophy hunt, like the regular
Yeah,
kill, pick up
TM, kill
tags.
confirmed.
Did you try any of the other like the other game mode where it's almost like an execution style, like one life? That one for me, I played it.
No.
I enjoyed the match that I played with Visions and Numb. Like we won, but that one definitely took more of like a team coordination. Like you know what I
Yeah,
mean, let's stick together.
because there's
And
no
there was
respawn,
a
right?
yeah, there was a clear objective, but we just found ourselves like let's just kill the opposing team, and like you know what I mean. Like that's what it turned into.
Yeah,
Like let's just
that
kill them before they kill us.
I feel like that mode needs like a respawn to it because I didn't play it, but from what I heard, it's like everybody that was in the
We just kill each
previews
other. Yeah.
and from it just came down to like kill the other team before they either plant or defend. Just kill just kill
Yeah,
everybody and the
it
round
just
is
turned
over.
into
So
yeah.
yeah, it seems like that mode needs to be a respawn. I didn't try it. I'm gonna check it out today, but I'm not a fan of those no respawn modes in this games because I'm not the hero shooter guy, so I don't want to have to feel like I need to be with the team the whole time. Like I want to be able to venture off and do my own thing at some
Yeah.
point
Yeah.
and get and
And
get some kills.
I do want to
and
say
come back
this,
later.
Visions, the mode that we played, it didn't let us continue with the same character. Like what was going on with that, right?
Yeah.
Like
So yeah,
explain that.
whenever you went around with a character, they lock out that character for you specifically. Like someone else on your team could use it, but
But
they
you
lock
can't
it out.
use it.
But if you lose, but if you lose the round, you could use the character again.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah.
they did that. Okay,
Yeah.
I guess
What do you
you
think
gotta
about
have a
that?
little roster.
What do you think about
I
that?
I think that's cool to switch it
Okay.
up. If it's in the objective based mode, I guess. I would be pissed if they did some shit like that and like the TDM and all of that. Like if you die, you can't use that character to use somebody else. But in objective base, I guess to switch it up, because I think at this point for this game, like I said earlier, you're gonna need to switch out your characters. I think to keep it fresh, like you gotta be able to use a certain amount, and you're gonna have to switch it out when certain niggas is on the map that you're going against. Like if certain tanks or heavies come out, like you might have to switch up the character you're using to take that heavy out, or even if it's like a Haymar, whatever her name is. Can't stand that bitch. She
I
need a
love
She
fucking
OP.
nerf.
She OP. She OP
She
as
need
hell,
a
man.
fucking nerf. Every time I see
She
her,
OP.
I ain't trying to deal with you right now. I ain't trying to deal with you right now. So
All right,
yeah.
all right. So Concord, man. I guess the open beta. We'll talk about it when it drops. It's next week, right? It's open for everybody next weekend, right?
Yeah, next week is open for
So I
everybody.
guess we'll pay attention to the numbers then.
Mhm.
I'm sure the game is doing decent well on PlayStation, on Steam. We saw it cap out at 1,000 players, but remember it's
Yeah.
paid. So let's see how it looks when it's open for everybody. Before we like, if it's 1,000 players when it's open for everybody, this game's cooked. I think
Oh yeah,
the
it's
game-
over.
it's over.
It's over.
It's super over if it's 1,000 players, and it's open for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So, I guess we gotta wait and see for that, and I guess we'll discuss as we learn more information about Concord. But let's move on. I do want to talk about Xbox because it's been in the news cycle lately. But I do want to shout out
Specifically
everybody.
Game Pass.
Yeah, I do want to shout out everybody who's in here. I know we did a random lot. We're doing a random podcast on a Sunday. I explained it at the top of the podcast. But if you're here, you're here. Make sure y'all hit that like button. We would appreciate it. You know what I mean? Don't get lazy. Hit that like button, man. It's free. It's free. All right, so let's talk about Xbox, man. Jamie,
Yes, sir.
we all saw this coming, right? This surprises nobody. Pretty much, Game Pass is getting a price increase. Game Pass is getting a price increase. Do you have all the numbers in front of you?
Yeah. Let me pull up the article really quick. So, from July 10th, the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate tier, I guess I'll start at the top, which includes PC Game Pass, Day One games, the back catalog of titles, online play, and the cloud gaming, will see an increase to $19.99 a month. That's American. This is up from $16.99, which is what it was before.
So $3. $3.
Yeah,
more?
so it's going up $3. PC Game Pass is also getting an increase to $11.99. I think it was $9.99 before
Yeah,
for
so
PC Game
$2.
Pass. This is keeping everything that it had before. Nothing is changing except for the price on this one. And then now what's happening, and I'm not confused by this, but I guess the Xbox, okay, so I guess they're creating a standard tier, is what it is. Yeah, Xbox standard. And what this is that's different is this is not going to have the day one games in it.
That's
So
the big news right there. Sheesh.
yeah, that's the big news. They created a
Sheesh.
tier with no day one games. It will have the Xbox. I believe it has the online gaming, and then it has the back catalog of games, and then like member deals and all of that. But this is no day one games in it, and I believe this one cost. Is this $14.99?
I believe so. I believe so. Yeah. Yep.
Yes,
They
it's
raised it up to
$14.99.
14. Yeah. I
So
think it was cheaper and they raised the price too to $14.99. Okay, so from my understanding, and you could, and anyone in the chat or you could, or if you have any information, you could correct me if I'm wrong, right? So from my understanding from reading this shit, because it was a little confusing, if you currently have Xbox Game Pass console, you still get day one games. I don't know if there's an expiry date though. There's an expiry date. That it will change.
Once these new tiers and stuff go into place, that's it. Like you can't.
So
you can't,
so console guys will be
grandfather
switched to standard. They're automatic.
Yes.
Right?
Xbox.
Okay.
No. Oh wait. You saying people that don't already have it?
So I have Game Pass, Xbox Game Pass console right now. So when this change takes effect, as long as I keep this subscription, do I keep my day one games? I guess that was my question.
Yes.
I keep it, right?
do.
You keep your day
You
one
keep
games
it.
until the shit cancel out. And if you have to resubscribe, you have to go to standard because they don't have that anymore. Right?
Correct.
That's what I'm understanding.
Correct.
Okay.
There's no more Game Pass console. That shit is gone.
Yeah,
So,
Xbox Game Pass console is going away. So if you currently have Microsoft is so smart. So now if you have that, they're gonna lock you in because that's the cheapest way, at least on the console side, you could get the day one games. But as soon as your subscription runs out, you gotta sign up for standard, which there's no game.
You can't let that shit run out.
You can't let the shit run out. So they pretty much
Right.
lock you in that.
Yeah,
That's why I
they
read.
put that
That's
shit on auto pay.
interesting, yo. Them boys are
And-
so scummy boys for that, yo.
And so when you try to re-up and you'll be like, oh, you don't have the game one games, then you're gonna want to go to Ultimate to get the day one games, and that's
Ultimate, you have to pay $3 more. Yeah,
Yep.
man.
So I guess Game Pass, there's a Game Pass core. That's still a thing. And I think that's the one that doesn't have the online, but I think you get the library of like 25 games or something like that they rotate in and out. So I think that's the cheapest one. That's $9.99 a month.
Are you sure? Are you sure that's how it goes?
Oh, wait, no. I'm wrong.
Yeah, I think Game Pass Core is the base.
Is
which
the multiplayer one.
Is the multiplayer one.
That is.
See, that's
yeah,
why.
you're right.
See,
You're
that's
right.
why
You're right.
Microsoft is so incompetent. Like, they why is this so convoluted, bro? You need two, Jamie. You need 2 subscriptions. That's it. Console, PC. That's it. Flat rate. Console, PC. That's why is
This shit confusing now. It's
why is
too
it
much.
this, that? It's all over the place, and it just makes the shit mad convoluted, yo. They just need 2.
Like, I'm okay
easily
with
just 2 of
tiers,
them.
but certain tiers having this and then this tier not having that, it's like I don't fucking know anymore. But so there's a Game Pass core and then there's a Game Pass fucking Ultimate. You got the PC Game Pass. So yeah.
And now there's a legacy one, the console legacy one. If you already have that,
Yeah. Oh, yep.
You
So
gotta
okay,
keep
so
it,
from
yeah.
September 12th, Microsoft will allow users to. Okay, I guess that's the day. Oh, so yeah, you can stack Xbox Game Pass for console for up to 13 months. That's another thing. They're not letting you stack it past 13 months anymore.
they caught on. They definitely caught on that people are doing that type of shit, buying it for like the next 10 years, at a cheaper rate. So now they don't let you do that either. Okay, so I guess like we're all not surprised by the price increase. I think it's inevitable with all subscription services. Like we've seen Netflix raise their price multiple times. We've seen
That should be on a weekly basis now.
Yeah, exactly.
HBO Max and Paramount.
PlayStation. I think it's inevitable for the price increase. I think what makes this news is them removing the day one games and kind of locking it on the higher tier. I think that's that's the real news, not really the price increase. You know what I mean? Because Microsoft is running around saying, yo, play it day one with Game Pass. But now the actual base tier or the regular tier Game Pass doesn't include day one games anymore. You have to buy the
do they have to
Ultimate
get rid
tier.
of that slogan now? Is it played? So what is it now then?
It's play it day one with Game Pass Ultimate. You know
But
what I
PC
mean?
Game Pass gets day one too. Well, I guess
That's
yeah.
what,
Ultimate includes PC Game Pass. So
yeah, exactly.
So it's playing day one with Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, but you don't need Ultimate on the PC to play it. This shit is.
That's
So
what,
you
yeah,
don't need Ultimate on PC
exactly.
to play games day one on Game
So
Pass.
pretty much console gamers, pretty much look,
Console
we're
gamers
breaking
got
this.
fucked.
Yeah, they're getting fucked. Console gamers, y'all just getting fucked. Because if you're a if you're a straight up Xbox gamer, you don't care about gaming on PC. You don't even have a gaming PC.
Right.
You're literally paying for Game Pass Ultimate, which is the benefit is that you get it on both console and PC. You're literally forced. You understand?
Yep.
And you don't even have a PC. You're just playing on console. So pretty much they just fuck console gamers. They legit fucked it.
I thought the PC Game Pass was gonna lose the day one shit too, and you had to be on Ultimate to. I thought everybody had to be on Ultimate to get the day one games, but PC, if you just on PC Game Pass, you get the day one games.
Yeah.
So I guess they knew who not to fuck with.
Which it makes a lot of sense. The reasons why the PC is getting the better end of the stick. Because if you really take it in, we've seen it on multiple reports. I think even Phil Spencer said it himself that pretty much on the console front, everyone who wants Game Pass already has it.
Yeah, it's tapped out.
So how do you get more money out of that pool of players? You charge more money. Right? That's the only way. You charge more money.
Yep.
Yo, we can't grow our subscription service. So for y'all that are in there, we're gonna up price everything. We're just gonna raise the prices so y'all pay more, right? Since we're struggling to get people to buy an Xbox to sign up for Game Pass, right? So we're just gonna charge the existing customer more. But they kept the price low for the people where there's opportunity for more growth. You know what I'm saying? Because the PC market is where they actually could see more growth because there's a lot more PC players that they could tap into that they haven't yet. So guess what they did with that one? Oh, we're gonna keep this one a little cheaper. We're not really gonna fuck with these guys too much. Raise it $2 a little bit more. You know what I mean? And we're gonna keep the day one for these guys. We ain't gonna fuck with these guys because there's a lot more room for growth on PC than there is for console. So
that's exactly what it is.
It's clearly their line of thinking doing it like this. It's clear. So the console players just got fucked. It just is what it is. The console players got fucked. It is what it is, man. Y'all have to sign up for that Game Pass Ultimate, or don't let your shit run out. Your shit run out, y'all cook.
They've been fucking them for a long time now.
For real.
I was about to say shit. I was hoping that they would get, because I think they need to get rid of Game Pass. Like I think that can get people back into buying games. But I was hoping that Game Pass standard was just going to be the thing. Like put that shit across the board, nigga. You don't get day one games at all. We'll put the games into the service eventually. Because I don't think they specified like what's going to be like the waiting time. Like, is it going to be a case by case basis, or is it like 6 months after this game come out or our games come out, it's going in the service? You know what I'm saying? I think it's going to be case by case. Like if a game is cooking on Game Pass and like they see the uptick in subscribers, then I think they'll wait as long as possible.
Yeah,
like something like maybe like a Starfield or something like that might be like 6 months.
Because they didn't do this for no reason, just to delay it a month, J-Man. That doesn't make no sense, right? They want we're just doing this just to delay it a month. Let's just make it for everything then. You know what I'm saying? That makes no fucking sense. So they clearly did this away. Just if you got a console now, you have to just sign up for Game Pass Ultimate. They're just kind of pushing you to the highest tier type shit.
So I got a question. Is this tier change an admission of Microsoft saying that Game Pass is not the way. It's not the future as much as they thought it was?
I think Game Pass is not performing like they thought it would. I think it's clear, it's apparent. I think they thought Game Pass would do way better than it was. And it's because during the whole court proceedings, we saw their targets. They wanted 100 million subscribers by like 2030 or something like that. It might even be a little less. They wanted 100 million subscribers. They're so far from that. They're probably around 30 million. You know what I'm saying? They're really far from that. And I don't see Game Pass gaining 70 million subscribers, J-Main, in the next 4 years. That's kind of wild. That's a wild number.
I don't know.
You think so?
The Fire Stick might have something to say about that. I don't know.
I don't think they hit that.
I called up my great aunt and she said, "What is this Xbox thing that popped up on my Fire Stick, baby? I was only on here to watch my Tubi movies."
Yeah, man. So I think it's their situation. They're kind of just freestyling at this point. Clearly, the plan did not work. And the funny thing is, listen, Game Pass is a good deal, right?
It
It's a
is.
good deal for the consumer,
It's the
but
best. It's the
clearly,
best deal in gaming.
it's definitely fucking with them, bro. It's definitely fucking with them. I refuse to believe it's not fucking with their pockets a little bit, bro. That's why they're doing all
Yeah.
this. Yo, the PlayStation releases. Yo, we gotta upcharge this. I think that's the reason why they're clearly.
PlayStation don't even put games day one, and they said that shit is
Yeah.
stagnant. Like they did Horizon in there. I think it was shortly after release, maybe like a year after release, and they said that shit fucked them over. Like they lost
Yeah.
money doing that shit. So I can only imagine. Like now they got Call of Duty coming into the service. Oh my, yeah, hell yeah, they gonna raise that price and take them day ones off of them lower
Exactly.
tiers.
Absolutely. But they
Maybe-
also weren't really dropping any games worth talking about, so
That's
people
true.
weren't really gravitating towards Game Pass like they should have.
That's
Yo,
a good point.
But do you think it puts them in? Look, I feel like the position that Microsoft is in is just in a weird ass position, right? Because now you're in this kind of limbo where when you drop a game, your core fan base who would typically go out and buy a video game from you guys, the core people, right? If it wasn't in a subscription, now we're getting a situation where we're looking like at MPDs, right? And Hellblade didn't even crack the top 20 in MPDs.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's
You
true.
didn't even crack it. So now you're just taking double loss. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's too much of a good deal for the consumers. Maybe it's too good deal.
I've always said that. I said it's definitely an amazing deal, but I'm on board with it as long as Microsoft is on board with it. I think it's starting to show now that they ain't really as on board with it as they used to be, and now
'Cause they
I'm
took out the
really
day
going
one.
to be.
Why would you do that? Why would you take out the day one from the standard if y'all offer day one games and Game Pass? Keep it all in there then.
So I'm no longer on board with this shit. Like I can clearly see now that this shit is not it. It's not it.
working.
And the more like, and they got some good IPs, good looking IPs cooking. Like we just saw that their E3 showcase. It's a lot of games in there that a lot of people going to play that probably have high budgets. So get people back to buying these games. They're in a weird spot, but I think they I don't know. They might have jumped the gun a little bit on this
That's what I'm
putting their games day
saying.
one on Game Pass because
saying.
when they did it, I understood it because they didn't have a lot of shit cooking and a lot of like
Desperate
Vision
move.
said,
Desperate
a
move,
lot
yeah.
of games that people were clamoring to buy. I think now with games like fucking Fable looking good, Perfect Dark looks really good. People are excited for Gears again. Like it's a lot of good shit in the pipeline coming out, and I think that people would have been willing to buy. But now you created that environment of, is this going day one on Game Pass? It's going to be on Game Pass. When is it coming to Game Pass?
That's what I'm saying. I feel like Game Pass has done more harm. Look, it's a great deal for us consumers, but I feel like it's done more harm to them in the long run, in the sense that now pretty much your fan base, your core fan base, that's what they expect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now we ain't buying this shit if it ain't Game Pass. We seen people even just on the web like, yo, if this not launching Game Pass, or I'm gonna wait for Game Pass, they're not buying it. So now you kind of create this ecosystem where like, yo, you're not really trying to buy your shit unless it launches in Game Pass, which I don't know, man. They're in a weird position. Like some people say revert everything, but I don't know if they can do that. Like if they do that, I feel like it would piss off so much people, bro.
It would.
I feel like it would piss off a lot of people if they did that.
But if you got
bro.
them undeniable games, what they gonna do? Niggas gonna
That is
buy
true.
that shit. Niggas gonna buy that shit.
But you can't keep on fucking with your fans too much. That's what Sega did. Like we can't like even Sega, because look, we could look at history and look at the Dreamcast. Jamie, we're talking about undeniable games. Sega had the best. The Sega Dreamcast had the best port. It literally had the best port of like games like Marvel vs. Capcom. Like the fighting games were perfect arcade ports. Like they were perfect. Some of the launch for the first year games, we're talking about games like Soul Calibur, Sonic Adventure. You know what I mean? It had Ready to Rumble fighting. It had an insane lineup of games. But guess what? Nobody bought that shit because I think they pissed off the core too much. They fucked up way too much. So by the time the Dreamcast, just no one had faith in the company anymore. And it's hard not to draw kind of like parallels between like what Sega kind of went through and what Microsoft's kind of currently going through right now. Yeah. And we're getting the MPD numbers, and we're seeing that the series consoles is even trailing behind the Xbox One. And we thought the Xbox One was flopping. And the series consoles trailing, I think they said 8 to 12% or some shit like that?
Yeah.
Which one was it?
It was that.
It was something like that, right? Is it 12 or 8? One of the
It was 13. It was 13. I think it was 13%
worse.
behind the And then I think the 8 was the PlayStation. I think was ahead of PS4 by 8%.
8% ahead, right? Is in
Yeah,
America? Yeah, it's some shit like that. So the
man.
situation now is bad. Like at this point, what I think is we already seen them kind of allude into it with their new hardware, what it's gonna be. There's a lot of rumors surrounding that it's gonna be more PC like. Who
Yeah,
knows? Maybe this might be. You never know. This might actually be the last traditional Xbox console we have. If you really take
I
it in,
wouldn't.
it
I
might be
wouldn't
the
be
last
surprised.
one. The next one
It
might,
should
yeah,
be.
they might make a console, but the rumor is that it's gonna be one of those type of devices where Asus can make it, Acer can make it, an Xbox console. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
other third parties can make their own kind of Xbox console. And we already seen Phil Spencer talking about different storefronts and shit like that. Why is he coming out talking about different storefronts? Like having
Right.
Epic Games on the console and shit like that. So this actually, you never know. This actually might be the last traditional Xbox we get. The next console might be something kind of different, which is crazy. Very crazy to think about.
Hooked out here, man. I don't know. Some of the like the reaction on the timeline from some of the Xbox guys is a little. Some people are like, oh, it's only a couple of dollars. It's going up. Shit, people were saying that about the streaming services, like the movies and TV shows, and then that shit. I don't think Xbox is gonna go up like as frequently, but it's gonna keep going up. It's not gonna go down.
I
Like,
think
why
that's
would they,
I think
why,
that's across
why
I
would
think
it
that's
go down?
across the board though. I don't even think that's a
Yeah.
Microsoft thing. I think across the board.
No. Yeah, because
that's just
it's just
yeah,
a
go ahead.
subscription thing. People ain't
Yeah.
fucking with these subscriptions like that no more. It's too much. It's too much. It's gotten to a point where these subscription services are combining with each other. I've seen like a Paramount and I think HBO Max are trying to combine with each other and create a package. Like we getting right back to what we was at with cable. Like, nah,
Pretty much.
I ain't paying for that shit. I'm not paying for all these subscription services. I'm not doing it. Not happening.
I don't
So,
know. Sometimes Microsoft is like, they're a very forward-thinking company, but sometimes to their own detriment too. You know what I'm saying? Like they do shit when the world is not ready for it, right? Like this whole Netflix gaming could be a thing, but maybe they're just 15 years too early. Maybe they're 10 years too early. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe we're just way too early in this, and it kind of kills them. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, because like these budgets, I mean, they got some big budget looking games coming out, and to have it in a service
Yeah.
that people ain't subscribing to,
Exactly.
you're losing money. You're
Yeah, they know
losing money.
they know the value in being first. Everyone wants to be first. When you're the first, who like captures and you pretty much like got it locked down, right? So this
Yeah.
whole Netflix of gaming, they clearly want to be first to do it. So they're taking these crazy risks, and even though like the shit just might be too early, like maybe you're like y'all have a good idea, but like it's just not time for it yet. You know what I mean? It's just not time.
I don't
for it
know. I don't know if it'll ever be a time like because I just think like what's gonna happen is something has to give if you put in a game in a subscription service. Like the budget has to like so if you like you said, you're either gonna have to have people that subscribe in droves, and if that's not happening, then you can't continuously put these high budget games into a service like that. So
yet.
I don't know. It doesn't seem like subscription service is ever going to be a thing in like in media. I just entertainment. I just don't think it ever will be. Like maybe with music, it's easier because it's easy to put. Like you're not losing no money by putting a song on a subscription service. That didn't cost that much to make, and shit like that. So as much as like a movie or a TV show. So I just don't think it works in that market. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't ever see it being a thing. I just think
Yeah, and
for this type of entertainment, the traditional way is always going to be it.
yeah, shout out to mass producing the chat, but you're right. PlayStation was definitely early with a lot of things too. Like that whole PlayStation Now thing, that they were very early into this whole cloud streaming game and shit, right? But at the time
Yeah.
that they dropped that shit, like that shit just didn't work. It wasn't time yet. It wasn't time yet. And even like
And
all these
we
years later,
definitely not ready for that.
yeah, all these years later, it still doesn't look like it's time yet that like we're ready to adopt this type of streaming shit. Like you've had some testimonies about like Google Stadia and how well it actually worked. And
That
shit
was
like
the best
that.
one I've tried.
Yeah, but the
Google
thing is, I
Stadia
don't know.
worked really well.
Yeah, but I don't know if the people are ready for that. I don't know if the people are ready to make that jump yet. Like they're done with consoles type shit, and I don't know if people are ready to go all streaming. Like I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know, man. Good luck to them, bro. Good luck to them boys over there and them green boys. I don't know what they got going on. I don't know why they keep on taking L's like that, but good luck to the green boys, yo. I signed the right contract, bro. I signed the right contract. Let's just say that, bro. I signed the right contract.
Hopefully, you know, when the games start coming out that are undeniable and they're good, because I think they got some in the pipeline. I think we're gonna have a different conversation about
100%. They got
Xbox next year when it comes to like Game of the Year contenders and great games and maybe even some like high Metacritic scores and shit
bro,
like that.
Jamin, I don't think that's the question. The problem is that like, okay, now they're playing a whole different game, right? Like it just seems like the console is going the way of the dodo bird because they're just doing everything out. They're doing everything just to not incentivize you buying the console. You know what I'm saying? Them producing good games is it's not something that I'm really scared of because Microsoft has plenty of good games. Over the years, I played plenty of good Microsoft games. Maybe not at the cadence and clip that they should be like their other competitors, but obviously with what they set up now, they're gonna have good games. The problem is not gonna be enough for people to go out and buy an Xbox. If they killed the brand's name so far to the point that like people are just not interested, or now they're doing all this messaging that like, yo, we're releasing games on PlayStation. Doom's coming out on PlayStation. So what's it really gonna change for them? I guess if the end of the day their goal is to not really promote the console and just to make money, then fucking just go full third party and just make so much money because they'll be a super successful third party developer. You know what I mean? With all the shit that they got, they're already a successful third party developer. But I think if they just lean into it, just say fuck it, our console's flopping. Let's just be all third party. It is what it is.
They'd probably be the biggest third party.
Look what all this shit they have.
publisher.
Bethesda, Activision. Look how much studios is just under those two alone. Let alone their own shit that they've
And their own Xbox game studios, yeah. They got some big ass
They'll
titles.
be
in there.
really successful in that department if they just we're just gonna release games everywhere at this point. Like fuck it. You know what I mean? It seems like the market chose and they didn't choose Xbox. You know what I mean? They didn't choose
Shit. One more no console, no problem tweet in. they're gonna send the core base over the edge. every
I
time
know. They
every
keep on
time
tweeting that,
tweet
no
that
console
kid's
required.
Be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why do you keep tweeting this?
Yeah.
No consoles, no problem.
Yeah, I know. It seems like they don't really give a fuck about the Xbox no more, bro. Like when it comes to their console and they're hyping up their next generation system, as like if you were an Xbox fan, I wouldn't trust them to be honest. Like y'all don't seem like y'all don't give a fuck about y'all console, bro. Y'all don't.
The
Raise the
Xbox
price.
probably not selling well.
Took the games out.
Yeah, that's exactly the reason why they don't give a shit about it. But I feel like they're not doing any justice to like help it sell well. You know what I'm saying? They're not really doing good to like even give the console a chance to sell well at this point. So it is what it is.
Well, they screwed themselves over by doing day-and-day PC releases.
You think that's the reason?
Yeah.
I think I really think because they cooked themselves so bad with the Xbox One is the main reason. They cooked themselves so bad with that it was just been downward spiral after that. Because
What I'm confused to go ahead.
Okay. No, I was just gonna tell Visions, prior to the PC releases, the Play Anywhere, Microsoft was getting stomped out by PlayStation before that even existed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's just a fact.
Yeah, they were, but it's still they wasn't this bad.
Yeah. Yeah,
No,
I'm sure it's a factor. It's a factor, but I don't know if it's the sole factor.
At that point, when they first did that, that was like they only had like a few studios under their belt. They wasn't cooking nothing like I think like at that time their best games was like Ori and shit like that, and you had like Quantum Break and all of that stuff, but it wasn't nothing that like they have in the pipeline now. So people wasn't really on it, and then Xbox One was already dead at that point. Like nobody wanted that shit. That they had the bad like launch and all of that. So it was bad, and that definitely added fuel to the fire. But what I was gonna say is I'm a little confused on if people say like PC Game Pass killed like people wanting to buy the console, but I thought PC gamers be like the fucking Xbox store is trash and they only use Steam and shit like that.
That's
like,
what I'm saying. Like I disagree. I disagree with that. Once again, for people like me and Visions, we prefer PC gaming. So we're obviously gonna buy the Xbox games there. But there's a shit ton of people. They say there's 300 million console. The market of consoles, 300 million people. That's what they say, right? Of people who buy a console. For Microsoft to capture just such a small, tiny sector of that 300 million is on them. There's a huge market for people who want a console that they just can't. They just not doing a good job selling it to them. So I don't blame this shit on PC. I blame it on their incompetence of actually making the Xbox attractive. And the problem is, I think where we're at, J-Main, today is we're at the point where Xbox is just not cool, and that's just a bad place to be. I feel like Xbox is not cool among the public. Like, not, bro. Have you ever seen a baddie say Xbox or me on the timeline? Have you ever seen it? No bullshit. Have you ever seen it? Let's not even kid around. Have you ever seen Xbox Series X or me? Have you? I want to ask the chat that. Have y'all ever seen that ever in your life before? I have not. Word on everything I love. I've never seen no baddie thirst trap say, "Oh, Xbox console or me." We never see that. It's always PS5 or me. We never seen it in our life.
Niggas actually saying problem. Me. That's if you seen that shit.
Jamie, that's the core of the issue, bro. That's how simple I could put it. That's the core,
the console
bro.
war?
I'm just telling you, that's the core of the issue where we're at with the branding of the console itself. The core of the issue. PlayStation has become the default console. It's legit the default console and that's just a bad position to be, bro. It's the default console. Fuck the exclusives. Fuck that. It's just the default console to have. And Xbox, I don't know how they break out of that.
The baddies.
I don't know how they break out of that, bro.
Well, it seems like they don't want to break out of it.
That's why they're playing a different game. That's why they're doing this whole Game Pass shit.
They don't want to break out of it. They don't. I think they know it's over.
PlayStation 100% got Apple energy. In 2024, PlayStation is pretty much Apple of gaming. It's the default console, bro. It's 100%.
Yeah, people gonna pick it up regardless. Like,
it doesn't matter
if the game coming out. It's like I'm getting it on PlayStation.
Exactly. It doesn't matter if the competition is higher spec. It doesn't matter if this Android phone has 4K display, 144 hertz, this chip, that chip. We don't give a fuck. I want my iPhone. But I'm stuck. I'm like that. I want my iPhone. That
has been PlayStation's goal though since they got into the game. They wanted everything on.
That's a good goal. That's a good goal to be the default console. That they PlayStation guys shouldn't take that as a slight. That's a good thing. That's a good position to be the default. Yeah. Like when you think console gaming, you think about like PlayStation and Nintendo, and that's it. Like, you know what I mean? Or when you think about Mario, you think about Nintendo. So it is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah, it's like the older generation was like they call everything Nintendo, and it's like our generation is like everything is PlayStation.
Everything's just PlayStation. Exactly. Yeah. When you're
in
that
in
position,
the future,
it's
with the
hard
streaming, everything is gonna be Xbox.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's when you're in that kind of position, when like the market leader, the brand power is like at that level, it's kind of hard to defeat that. I don't. Yeah. That's why like when Phil Spencer's running around like, I don't even think an 11 out of 10 game could like dig us out of this. Like, he shouldn't say that, but I could see what he's saying at the same time because I don't even know if it could save them at this point. The hole that they're in is kind of deep. They're in a deep hole, bro. I don't know how they dig themselves out of this shit. At least to make the console relevant, not to make money. I want to make that clear.
Right.
To make the console relevant. When they're making money, they're gonna make money because Microsoft's making a shit. They're making a shit ton of money.
A load of money. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. All right, moving on. Let's move on. Cover a few more topics before we get the fuck out of here. This was mighty impressive to see. Ghost of Tsushima was the top selling game of May
for MPD.
For MPD, that's very surprising.
I was shocked too.
Very surprising.
I know like not much has been coming out, like, we're in the summer months and shit like that, but even still, like that was
they got a new Nintendo release. They got that Paper Mario $1,000 door or whatever, like that remake.
Door. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you pick that up by the way?
I actually didn't.
I was wondering if you played that at all.
I played the original.
But yeah, to see,
I am gonna pick it up eventually. Yeah.
Yeah, to see Ghost of Tsushima at the top, that's good.
It jumped from 71. So that's insane.
71 to 1. Yeah, it jumped up crazy. And I think with Ghost of Tsushima being like that high, I don't know. I think the wait for 2 is going to be on PC is definitely going to be the shortest possible because they see that's a hit on PC.
Max. 2 years max. I think 2 years maximum. It seems like that's what PlayStation's aiming for, yo. They're aiming for like a 2-year period.
Yeah, I've always, my stance on the day and date shit, like about it not happening. But I always thought the PC window is going to get shorter. I always thought that is going to happen. I could even see it being like a 6 months thing. And I think a first game that they could try that with is could be a Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah. Yeah, I think clearly the integration they're progressing. Has only been more like we got the sign-ins now, right? We got PS sign-ins. You can get trophies now. You get all that shit, right? So
there was a lot of backlash about that for this game, but it seems like people still supported it.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. Like all those countries that didn't have it, but it seemed like it did well.
Exactly. So I think them having the sign-in thing, I think they should put their foot on the ground. When it comes to that, they just I think when it becomes just a normal practice, at least on the PC side of things, the PC gamers are not going to complain. As long as the game is great, it's a great port. I feel like that's what they care about the most, low key. Like if the port's fired, like it's hard to deny some shit. Like people have been requesting for Ghost of Tsushima to hit PC for a very long time, and it came out, and clearly they showed up. If it hit number one, you know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure PlayStation is extremely happy with the results of Ghost of Tsushima launching on PC. And once again, PlayStation is not stopping this. I think at this point, like that whole narrative of like PlayStation people crying about this, like I don't even think they cry about this shit type of shit no more because it just is what it is. That's what's happening here, and they're only going to release more games on PC at a faster clip. So it is what it is.
Yeah. What else was in that sales? They said, oh yeah, we talked about it with the PS5 is 8% ahead of PS4. Xbox Series is 13% Xbox One. Sea of Thieves was still in the top 10. It was at number
Very
6.
impressive.
And if you looked at the PlayStation digital monthly charts, I think Sea of Thieves was like still in like the top 3 or top 4, top 5.
It hasn't left top 5 yet since it launched.
That game is doing really
impressive.
good. Yeah, that shit is doing well. What else? Stellar Blade was top 10 for MPD. I think it went from 1 to 10. And Helldivers 2 is still the best-selling game of 2024 so far. I wonder if that should have hit like 20 million by the end of the year, because I think the last numbers we got was 12 million. But yeah, Helldivers is still number 1. I know Call of Duty is gonna come out and do its thing. You know what game I think is gonna be at the top this year is NCAA, the football joint. That's the first NCAA football game in a decade. And,
so you think it's gonna rise up to top 5, or you think it's gonna be number 1? Because I know
think it'll be top 3.
Popular.
I think it'll be top 3.
Okay.
I think it'll be Call of Duty, Helldivers. No, I think it'll be Call of Duty, NCAA, and I think it'll be Helldivers at number 3.
Yeah,
I think that's gonna be
agree.
the top 3 for the year.
I think Call of Duty will be the best selling because there's a lot of hype surrounding it this year, Jamie.
Yeah, Black Ops
has
6.
a lot of hype surrounding it. A lot of hype.
Shit, Modern Warfare 3 is still top 2 for the year, and that came out last year. So
yeah.
But that NCAA, yeah, people is buying that.
Okay, cool. You know,
I'm seeing a lot of good
Canadians. You know,
feedback.
football culture is not really big, but you know, me taking a visit to Alabama, they take that college football shit serious.
Oh yeah.
Very, very
Southern
serious.
states, middle of America.
Yeah.
Niggas come out the womb with a football jersey on.
Okay. What else is worth talking about? I guess a quick announcement is that Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster is coming out. This shit came out of left field, out of nowhere. But it seems like we're getting some sort of remaster of the original Dead Rising. I looked at some side by side screenshot comparisons, and it does look noticeably better. It's not just like a resolution thing. They actually went and changed character models and stuff like that.
Character models, yeah.
That's
I think it's
cool.
new voice acting too. I don't think they got the same dude back that did Frank West. He said he didn't even know about it. So they didn't call him at all.
They didn't even call
They
him.
did the TC Carlson to that dude with Kratos. Like they didn't even give you a call or nothing like that.
OG Xbox 360 owners know, this was a game at a time when the console launched. That
Fucking
people
love
on,
this game.
Yeah, back in the day, this was a big game. Yeah, I definitely want to check it out.
I'm excited for this. I never beat it. Like I used to just fuck around in that game, like get in there because that game was that was special. That was a unique, like one of these kind type of experience.
Yeah, at the time.
Like you go into that mall and you can literally go in damn near every store and just pick up shit to kill enemies with, zombies with. Yeah. Oh, that was perfect. That was like zombie heaven right there. Putting fucking golf club, you got the golf clubs hitting the golf balls at them and shit like that.
Exactly.
You go into the hardware store and get the hardware tools and use those. Like that was dope.
Yeah.
So, but I never beat it, so I'm actually going to play through the story and beat the story.
It does look a lot better, yo. A lot better.
I'm excited for that. Comes out September.
Is it this year?
Oh, let me get the date. Yeah, September. Where the fuck is it? Oh, right here. September. Is it 12th? 19th. My bad. September 19th.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's wrap up the podcast. Let's get out of here. I want to go get some.
Yes, sir. PlayStation Stars is back for anybody that has been wondering. That service has been off over a month. I don't know if y'all had tapped into that shit at all, but yeah. I was using that shit to gather points to get like money off of games and shit like that. Horizon has Netflix series. It seems like it might be canceled. Seems like watch your mouth, dog. Watch your mouth, dog. Niggas was looking forward to that. It
A live
seems like
action
the
would have been
dude-
ass anyways. If they're gonna do it animated, yo. Like that's lame. Live action.
I never would have preferred the animated version.
Animated would be way better, yo, if they did Horizon.
Because you
not
gonna have all
fucking
the
live
machines
action.
and shit. Live action,
Yeah.
they not gonna spend all that
And
money.
you could
on
really,
each
you could
machine
really
type.
cook. Yeah, you could really cook with an anime. Like if you, once again, after watching like Cyberpunk Edge Runners, like a lot of them need to go that route. To be honest.
Yeah, people think a God of War should be like a live action too.
Yeah. Animated.
No, my bad. I meant to say animated. My boy.
It would be way better animated. Yeah.
Yeah, those grandiose characters. But that seemed like the showrunner was a freaky ass nigga, and
They got him out of here. That's why.
Yeah, they got him on some charges being a toxic bully and manipulative and shit like that. So yeah, they not moving forward with that, but
Okay.
they might end up. I don't think the reception behind the announcement was like anything where they feel like they probably, I don't know, but they trying to pump out everything Horizon, so they might still go forward with it.
Yeah,
we'll see.
But yeah, man. Shout out to everyone who came through. I know once again this was like random Sunday podcast, but just because of our circumstances, we couldn't record on Thursdays, so we had to get out something. I'm like, you know what? Let's just go live and do a quick podcast. So I do want to shout out Rough 'em Up for the super chat donation. He says Weapon Wheel and Good Gaming on the same day. Yes, sir. And Dismal Dave, man, he's been a member on this channel for 41 fucking months. That's crazy. I appreciate you for all your support, man. Dave is cool. Is a really cool dude, man. You need to come back in the Discord and play some games with us, man. I don't know what you've been up to if you're busy, but come back in the Discord and play some games with us too. We always in there playing some video games. So
he tired of washing y'all. He needs some new competition. I like these guys. I like the podcast, but as gamers, oh god, niggas got two left thumbs.
JV, come in here right now and play some Concord. You get cleaned up, bottom of the leaderboard. Facts.
Right
beside Tony. Right beside Tony, bro. On the bottom.
I'm going to finish the food that I drunk and fell asleep and forgot to eat. I woke up this morning like, y'all, I was supposed to eat something last night. I forgot what I bought and everything. So yeah. All right, man. Shout out to the chat. Appreciate Visions for pulling up.
Shout out to Visions for coming through. Giving us a little 1-2 takes on Concord and shit. I know we about to go play some video games and shit too. So I appreciate you stopping by. But that's it, y'all.